Hello and welcome to While We're Here. My name is Grace Burko and I am here with
Joey Wood.
Mr. Wood. Now, Mr. Wood and I met, did we meet freshman year? Briefly.
Very briefly, you came on in with your petition and your handshake and everything, but really sophomore year.
Yeah, so he was my favorite teacher of all time.
You only had one teacher then?
Correct. Just kidding. I was in Student Senate with Mr. Wood. And he cultivated an environment that was truly the best that I ever had for learning and for growing not only as a student but as a person and as a leader in Student Senate. So I am incredibly grateful to him for all that he did.
It's really easy when you have good kids like this. Like a monkey could do it.
Oh, stop it. But yeah, we've known each other for a few years now.
Yeah.
And I've thoroughly enjoyed all of our conversations.
Well, thank you.
So.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to doing this conversation here, the podcast, because part of this was when I saw you were doing this with Brent, I'm like, man, I really thought you could have done a really good podcast for the Student Senate and do a Portage Northern podcast. And I'm like, you know what? It's never too late to start something.
I think we already had recorded part of one.
You and Gideon did a couple of takes and everything. And I'd love to. You know what? That's like the Epstein files. Like somebody's gonna release those someday, and we're finally gonna know.
Yeah. Well, we had like a whole outline, a whole plan, and it never happened. Wow. And I have no idea what went wrong, but something did.
Sometimes it's just time. It's just time gets away from you. You get into other projects.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm glad that you are sitting down while we're here and you're recording the podcast.
Yeah.
And this is great because it really is a lot of fun to get together and have conversations with people.
Absolutely. And I've gotten some messages. Obviously, I've only recorded one episode thus far.
I'm number 2. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm episode number 2.
Yeah.
The second special. Dad on the podcast.
Second dad on the podcast.
This is great.
I know. The dad advice.
I've been thinking about it all
good.
Since you said yes, I can be a guest. I've been really thinking about my dad advice, so I think I'm ready.
Good. Oh, I'm glad. I'm very glad. We'll save that for a little bit, but I'm glad that you have it.
Just so you guys know, and you might have already seen in the background, there's my daughter Eleanor who is working hard in the kitchen here. So the dad advice I give is true dad advice. Yeah, there's proof that I am a father.
Do you want to come say hi? Do you have anything to say to anybody who's listening? No. No? Okay, perfect. I love it.
No one's listening, that's why. That's fine.
No, you need to work. She has work time now. But it's weird, I've gotten a few random messages from people who are I did not expect to listen to this podcast, and I don't know, it's great, and I think that's the reason why you do it, is because you never know what's going to reach anybody.
So you know that my friend Alan Boblik and I did a podcast on our high school graduating class. You were one of 13 people who listened or whatever. But part of the fun of that was random teachers sending us emails hey, Mr. Evans listened to the podcast, loved it. Oh my goodness! I would have never guessed that it would have gotten to my math teacher from senior year.
That's crazy.
You never know the reach you have when you have a medium like this.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful, and I think that was my main inspiration. It's just there are so many things that we all have to share with one another, and that we never know how that can impact somebody. I mean, there have been so many times where a stranger has said something to me, and it stays with you. And even now, working in a restaurant and getting to talk to so many people all the time.
I think that's the coolest thing about your job as a waitress at a restaurant, is that you get to interact with a lot of different people. And that's one of the things that I love the most about teaching is I have had now 18 years where I've been able to interact with. Oh, thank you. I got some ice cream here. What table service? I've been able to interact with probably 1,500 to 2,000 kids. And many of them aren't kids anymore. Many of them are now grown adults. They have families. But getting to know the life experiences of everyone is really unique, and then trying to help them make the world the place that they want it to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think I heard from my parents who had been talking to one of your teachers.
Mr. Evans.
Yes.
It's the guy I name checked earlier. Yes.
And was saying that he was he could have been anything other than a teacher.
But here's the thing. And I know there are a lot of people who will tell you, man, teaching stuff. I think it's the best job in the world. I really do. Like,
Wow.
I get to work with awesome people every day. I get I get to try different things, and sometimes they go right, and sometimes they don't go right. And when they don't go right, you go, well, okay, it's an experience, and you learn from even the mistakes that you make. There are some days that are tough, but overall, I wouldn't trade these 18 years that I've had of teaching for anything.
How did you know that you wanted to be a teacher?
I think that when I was very young, there were two things that I wanted to do when I grew up. I wanted to play Major League Baseball, I wanted to play for the Atlanta Braves, or I wanted to be a teacher. And somewhere around the age of 13 or 14, I started seeing curveballs, and I couldn't hit them. I really couldn't hit fastballs either, but I could not hit curveballs. So the dream of playing for the Braves kind of slowly whittled away, and I'm like, you know what? Teaching might make sense. It might make more sense here.
It's okay. I gave up on my softball dreams.
Well, it is funny that sports really do give us some great opportunities to test ourselves, to see what we're capable of, to challenge us. And, at some certain point, most people will decide, you know what, maybe not the way I'm going to make a living, but if you can continue on and play in rec league softball, or my son's playing Little League right now, and it's been a whole lot of fun to watch him play. But yes, so I can't hit. I get real good at keeping book in the dugout.
Oh.
Like I was a C- baseball player, but I was an A+ bookkeeper. Like I could record an error or a hit like nobody. So from there, I kind of said, you know what, this teaching thing, I really do like it. My aunt was a 4th grade teacher, Aunt Vicky. So in my senior year, I got to work in her classroom. My Uncle John was a math teacher at the high school level. Always enjoyed working with them, hearing their stories. So I went off to college. Being a teacher was just what I wanted to do. It was something that I always did. When I was younger, I would make up model lesson plans for a sports history class. They were terrible lesson plans. Like, there was nothing good pedagogically about them. But I still have the book somewhere that has my lesson plans in it. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, they aren't.
Well, I think you should redo them.
God.
And then I think you should
wait a second. Hold on. Little secret here. I passed my 5th year of teaching. I don't do lesson plans anymore. Don't tell Mr. Patterson I said that.
See, but I've seen the slideshows.
Okay, all right.
I've seen the slideshows.
I plan a little bit.
You plan a little bit. I mean, I feel like the Great British Baking Show split spin that we did.
That was a lot of fun, but
that was a lot of
where
planning.
did that start with? It started with just the stupid idea of, like, hey, a half-baked idea, right?
Yeah.
Like, I sent you a text of, hey, what do you think of this stupid idea? And then you figured out some ways to make it better, and then we made it something that I think was a lot of fun for the Senators.
Yeah, it was a great time. I think everyone really enjoyed it. I was talking in a British accent for a majority of the time, which I really enjoyed. The Great Senate Bake Off, right?
Yes, the Great Senate Bake Off, where we gave a challenge to the senators every week, just like they do on the Great British Baking Show or British Bake Off, and they had to come up with something. And I think that they got tired a little bit after 5-6 weeks of it in a row. But as a teacher, again, you kind of have to experiment. You have to take your ideas and say, look, I don't know how this is going to work, but it's going to be better than giving them a worksheet.
Absolutely.
And they're probably going to remember the lessons of that, the failures or the successes, more than anything else.
And then now you're better set up for next year, too, in terms of...
I think so. I think we've learned a little bit better way to do it. We won't do it every week, but we'll do some challenges, and I look forward to seeing what Omar and Kylie and Olivia and Caleb can come on up with.
You guys all better be listening.
I was going to say, they probably have better things to do with their time, because they're going to be listening to me drone on a lot for the next 8.5 months, so we'll see.
It's okay. I know they love it. I loved it.
I'm going to get more stuff. This is good.
Oh my gosh,
yeah. This is high-quality content
I have
right
coffee.
there.
I have a cake.
You got a cake? Yeah.
I have some toast. Is there some toast? Nice. It's a great breakfast.
It really is.
Anybody want more toast?
I'll take some more toast. Thank you, love.
I can make you a peanut butter sandwich.
Please do.
Okay.
Thank you.
So how is your summer going?
It's great. It's really fun.
Have you been keeping busy?
I have been keeping very busy, per usual. I've been working, trying to hang out with people as much as I can, especially before I go to school, and can't hang out with the people that are here or in other states.
I will tell you, I think that the summer between senior year and college and then almost more so this year between freshman and sophomore year of college are two of the summers that I think I cherish more from my youth than any other, because you have so much kind of, your life is ahead of you. Like there's so many things. Now, there are a lot of worries, don't get me wrong, like paying for college, what you're going to do here, what you're going to do there, what are you going to do with your life. But you still have a lot of time to make those decisions. And I think that it's really cool to be in a life position where you're at the same level with all of your peers and you're going through this together. Yeah. Because from that point forward, people have kids at different levels. They have different, they get married at different points. You get jobs at different points. And you start to kind of, you're still friends with everyone, but you are at different life points, so you don't have as much contact. But those summers really are the building of those long-lasting relationships. I got a friend who lives in New York right now, Savina. They're about to have, her and her husband, John, are about to have their first kid.
Congrats to them if they're listening.
I would doubt that. But the simple fact that for them, this... I maybe talked to Savina, who was my best friend in high school, one of my 2 or 3 best friends in high school, every couple months, but it still kind of goes back to, we have that huge bond from those summers, from high school, that whether it's been 2 days or 2 years since we've talked, it still is a great relationship and a great conversation to have with someone.
We're making coffee.
She's putting you to work here. I mean, it's kind of like you're back at the cafe here.
I'm back at the cafe. I'm making my coffee. Here, wait. I'll put it in the coffee maker. It'll take a second though. It's gotta like all drift down and everything. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it is.
I got a better coat, but I can't find it.
Oh, that's okay.
As you can tell, she's a little bit of a ham.
She's my favorite. But yeah, it is definitely interesting. I've already started to see that a little bit of just my friends who are older and in college, who I've like pretty much stayed in contact with, which I'm really happy that I've been able to do. But it's more difficult to try and talk to them or hang out with them because they're just off doing internships or they are only like hanging out with their significant other or you know, it's definitely interesting, and people's priorities certainly start to shift. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think it's...
No, and that's the thing. Life points change, and that's okay. Yeah. And I think that the mark of a good lifelong friendship is that you don't have to talk every day. You understand when someone isn't able to return your text right away, or it takes a little while because they've got something else going on in their life. But when you've built up those bonds, they're always going to be there. And it is fun. The last conversations I've had with some of my high school friends, it really does. It goes back to those inside jokes. It goes back to those shared experiences. Those times that you're growing together with people in the same community as you, who have the same stories and who have those same experiences and who helped shape you into the person you are. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, friendships are wonderful, and I love the way that they have changed throughout my short time here.
Now, let me ask you this. Okay, growing up in Portage, you've been in Portage all your life, right?
Yeah. Now I feel like I'm getting interviewed.
Your mom was a Portage Northern grad. You're a Portage Northern grad.
That's true.
What do you think you learned the most from your so far 18 years of growing up in Portage schools, whatever it is?
Whew, that's a big question. I mean, it certainly shaped me into the person that I am, but I think that the biggest thing that I've learned in Portage specifically is probably that no matter how hard things get or how wonderful things are, there is always a system of support here for you. No matter what was happening in my life, there were always people here to say congratulations or to say, what do you need? And I think that's really beautiful, and I don't think that's how it is everywhere. And I'm really grateful to have lived somewhere that there's an abundance of people who are always looking out for you.
Support systems and finding those are huge, and I think that that's a really good thing that our community has that. I mean, I knew I had that in Sturgis. The simple fact that I'm still Facebook friends with a lot of my teachers, that my Little League coach, Jerry Watson, had such an impact on me. Still friends with a lot of those people who helped me grow up. And whether our political leanings are very different or the same, whether we're in the same life position or not, it's knowing that people care about you and will be there if things go well for you to congratulate you, or if things don't go well to let you know we still love you and we still care about you.
Yeah. And as a teacher in Portage, how is that love and support, that unconditional love and support, how is that something that you try and show to your students or to even the staff members around you? How is that something that we as people who live here or people just in the world as humans can show to one another better?
So I think that the biggest thing that I have found over the 18 years of teaching and 41 years of living is that the best thing you can do for somebody is just let them know that you're always going to support them. Like, you don't always support every choice they make, or you don't agree with everything they do, but you're going to be there to help them on out. I think that in the classroom, learning is something that we have made almost like I'm going to ask you real quick. You don't have to give a number, but do you know what your high school GPA is?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
Now, do you know what my high school GPA is?
No idea.
Because you've never asked me, right?
No.
Do you know the last time somebody asked me what my high school GPA was?
Was it on college applications?
Probably on college applications. Yeah. I don't think it's been asked since. The reason I bring that up is because we worry so much about that, but at a certain point, right now after graduation, it doesn't really matter. What matters is how you got there. Did you learn to persevere? Did you learn how to learn? And I think that as teachers and as community members, we need to make sure we're focused on what is important, and that is, do kids understand that it's okay to make mistakes? What's not okay is just to stop and give up, to not learn, to blame someone else. Maybe it was something that someone else did that caused you to not do that. But now how are you going to make it different next time? I think that trying to build up that supportive community so that people know that they can challenge themselves, they can try and do hard things, that's what's going to make us grow as a society, as a species, whatever it might be.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. I think that something about the education system has always bothered me, and I think it's mostly that there's so much emphasis on numerical values of our worth. And having a 4.0 GPA seems like, oh, well, then I'm a good person, because then I could get into a good school and then have a good career. And there's logic behind these things that get put into our brains, but also at the same time, it's not defining of who you are as a person.
You get into this rat race.
Yeah.
And then you're worried about that every little bit on that test. Did you get a 92 or a 96? Because that can be the difference between your A or A minus in that class and then your GPA. And then you find yourself, did you ever find yourself weirdly rooting against someone in your class?
Oh, absolutely.
And isn't that a weird feeling?
And here's the thing, I'll tell you a story. I had a really hard time in my chem class. Okay. Really hard time. I really enjoyed freshman chemistry, but then when I went to IB Chem in junior year, it was just way more difficult. Thank you. Than I ever expected it to be. And it just didn't make sense to me. And my best friend, Skylar, is really, really, really good at chemistry. It just makes sense to her. She, to me, is one of the smartest people I've ever met. Okay. At everything.
You know what? In the 2 months that I had Skylar in Senate, she was great.
She's
absolutely
very
great.
Smart, and she's such a kind human too.
100%.
And that's why she's my best friend. But when we were in chemistry, I got my first non-A. Okay. And mind you, it was a B+. And I still got into the University of Michigan, so I'm
absolutely.
I still did well, but there were certainly some tests where I got D's. I got D's. I failed things, but then the curve would bring it up. Like I would get 30%, 40% on things, and Skylar would get pre-curve 90%. And there was a part of me, obviously, that was proud of her, but there was another part of me that just wished everyone else was struggling too.
Yes. It's very easy to get into a boat of, okay, I don't get this, but everyone else doesn't get this, so it's okay.
Exactly.
And it's the whole idea in society, like, okay, do you want to punish someone who is doing better than you to bring everyone down, or shouldn't we try and help bring everyone on up?
Right. Rising tides should lift all ships.
Yeah.
And really that is the wonderful thing of being friends with someone like that and having that situation. Instead of it being some stranger in your class that you're just jealous of, it being my best friend, I could go up to her and say, you know what, like I really wish I was as good at this as you are. And then from that point on, I would text her questions and she would help me and I started doing better. And
I will guarantee, and if Skylar, you're listening, you'll probably confirm this. There were probably some things what Grace did that you were a little jealous of, that I wish I could do as well as Grace did in that, because we all have those things.
Absolutely.
And I think that is one thing that we in school push, is for you to be as the best at everything.
Yeah.
Just think about how many times a parent asks a kid, you bring them a report card, you have 7 grades. You have 5 A's, a B+, and a B-, or a C+. What's the first thing they ask? The C+.
Absolutely.
Not the 5 A's, right? Not the areas that you are excelling in, not the areas that you are really having fun with, you're growing with. They always want to know about the bad one. Now, that's not to say that's a bad thing. Sometimes we do want to know, okay, so how can we help you grow in an area that you're struggling with?
You want to improve.
But why is that improvement? Is it just to bring a number up, or is it to learn?
Right.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is the point in the podcast where people are just watching Ellie in the background, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm assuming is happening.
It's like the artwork with Brenna and you. Like was it strawberries you were drawing on those rocks? I was fascinated by that as I was watching the first episode.
I didn't really know what I was doing while I was painting the strawberries, but they ended up pretty cute. So I'm very happy with them. Here, I'm done with this as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. You look beautiful as well. I love your. Are you a mermaid princess? Okay. All right. No, just looks like it. But yeah, I don't know. The focus on success is a difficult one for me in the education system. I think it is a difficult one for everyone. And the hardest question is, how do we fix it? Because it's something that I have seen a lot of teachers trying to fix and trying to say, no, what we want to focus on is the learning. But then they get so much pushback because the grades do matter still.
Well, I think there are a couple of things that we can do just as individuals to make things a little bit better.
Okay.
The first thing I think that we need to do is, number one, we need to allow redos, reassessments. Learning never stops. And a lot of times we kind of get into the boat of, well, aren't you making it easier? Aren't you taking the accountability out of it? No, actually, you're making more accountability. If I tell you that you have one chance to do something and you don't do well, there's no accountability anymore. It's like, well, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I can't do anything about it. I have to move on. But if I tell you, hey, yeah, you missed these questions on this specific standard, you have the ability to redo them. Now the ball's on your court. Now there's more accountability on you to show what you've learned. So I think that just the ability to allow students to revise, resubmit in different ways, different forms, different ways of showing things, that's the first step we can do. The number 2 is not praising how well you did, but the effort you put in. Sometimes the ways we talk about things really make a difference. I really like that you're using this 50-cent mic to interview me now.
Absolutely.
Too as well. So you want to make sure that you are asking questions and not praising in a way that says, oh man, you're so smart, because what happens then when you don't do something well? Now you feel like you're not smart. Now you feel like everything you've been told is a lie because you can't do it anymore. So we need to be more coaches than just assessors.
Language matters.
It does. How you talk to people matters. How you talk about things matters. How you reflect afterward matters.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I really liked about Senate was how often we reflected. It was pretty constant. I think you should wear this.
Okay.
Yeah. It was pretty constant of we would do an event, we would put something on, and then we would reflect on what happened, what can we do better, but also what went well every time. It wasn't just what can we do better.
Yes, and I think that's one thing that I would say is incredibly important is even when we broke the bread lift record.
Yeah.
Like, that's about as successful as you can get. The old record was in the 22,000s. We got up to 30,000. Like, we didn't break it. We crushed it.
Yeah.
But still, it was talking about, okay, well, what could we do better? What were some of the things that didn't go as well? Because if you focus on just the results, you're going to lose some things. You need to focus on the process.
Yeah.
Process over outcomes. Mr. Andrews, my next door neighbor, health teacher, just retired here. That was one of my favorite things that he always preached with baseball is process over outcomes. If you do the right process, the outcomes will come. And I think that is a really hard thing to do. When I'm watching a baseball game or I see something and you make an out, it's hard not to dwell on you didn't get a hit. But you have to remember, it's about the process, because if you're doing the right thing, sometimes you get unlucky and your hard hit ball goes right at somebody. Or you're doing the right thing, but it just doesn't work. You need to continue making sure that your process is good.
Yeah, and that's with everything. Everything that you ever do, the process and the journey, as cliche as it sounds, is what matters. Because that's what's taking up the majority of the time.
Yes.
You know, that one moment of, and I think this is what I really felt in forensics this past year. So for those of you who don't know, forensics is kind of like speech and debate type of thing. There's two different categories. One of them, interp, which is kind of like acting and things.
You plan out your piece.
Yes. It's completely rehearsed, usually like scripted, all of that kind of thing. PA is a little bit different, public address. And those are the more like businessy kind of like sales, info.
So some of those things are a little bit more rehearsed and some of them are. You challenged yourself this year after doing 3 years of dramatic interpretation.
I did poetry my freshman year and then 2 years of dramatic interpretation,
You went to the most non-planned event.
Yes, I did. I did impromptu.
which is you get 1 minute, you get a quote or a topic, you have 1 minute to plan out, and then you have to speak for 5 minutes about that.
And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I learned so much doing this.
You want to test yourself on your ability to think.
Yes.
Just try that.
Seriously. And one of the best parts about it, the best part about it was the process. And there were so many little things in the process that were wonderful. But one of them was, and here's me talking about my dad again because I love him. My dad and I would rehearse every night.
Yeah.
Few nights off here and there, but mostly we were really, really consistent. And he would give me a prompt.
Yep.
He would base it around the theme of that tournament.
Yep.
And he would give me a prompt, and he would time me, and I would practice in front of him in the living room. Sometimes my mom would watch, sometimes my sister would watch.
So you had some pressure there.
I did. I'm really fond of my dad, and I really look up to him. And
I'm fond of him too, by the way.
I really, like, it's not so much of I wanted to impress him, but I just wanted to do my best work, almost. And it felt like a safe environment to do that. But that process was a bonding moment for us, truly. And us getting to work on that together, and him getting to kind of coach me, and then me getting to kind of take his advice, not only on being a good speaker, but how to think critically about things. And that is a skill that you use every single day.
Well, and that's the coolest thing about impromptu, is you are challenging yourself to do something. Like, you might never have to speak about that gold in my ear quote ever again. You might not have to think about it. But the process of going through that and thinking, well, how can I make this my own? How can I bring my life journey, my life experiences in and tie it into this?
Yeah.
And then, again, working with your dad every night with that, of trying to figure out, okay, well, is what I'm saying making sense? Is those thoughts in my head making it clear to my audience? Because I always talk with my classes, like, look, I'm going to give you a lot of topics. We do some projects that you're never going to need to. You're never going to have to know the Chinese dynasties and Xi and all of those things. But what you are going to need to know is, okay, I've got an argument I want to make, and I want to try and convince people of my way. How can I make that in a way that doesn't make them feel stupid and makes them come over to my side?
Yeah.
I think that those are the type of skills that we need in society. How can we talk to each other? How can we come to a consensus? How can we work together? It's one of the reasons that I brought in, and I like doing a negotiation project and a jury trial project, because those are things that you do in real life, and we can use history as kind of the vehicle behind it, the material behind it. But the skills we're trying to get to are critical thinking and working with others and coming to consensus, things that our society desperately needs.
It's those broader skills, and I think that's the biggest part about the journey, and that applies to any extracurriculars, any general activities that you do at the school. It's all about what it takes to get somewhere and those skills that you're acquiring along the way. Because forensics, in the end, I didn't win at States.
No.
After all of my hard work, I didn't, and I was, of course, upset about it, but that was not the point of it for me.
Well, and again, process over outcome, right?
Absolutely.
A trophy can sit on your case. It is fun to win. It's fun to say you won this tournament, you're a state champ, you're whatever. But in the end, it's about growing as an individual, growing as a person, and learning. Again, I always talk about we want to make the world a better place, right? And one person in 8 billion isn't going to drastically change things. But every person doing a little bit makes things a little bit better. And I think that it gets lost sometimes when all you do is check on Twitter or TikTok and you see what's bad in the world, to realize that we are still living in the greatest time ever to live.
Absolutely.
Technology poses some issues, don't get me wrong, but makes life so much better. People are living longer than they used to. We don't have child mortality rates at near the level they were even 100 years ago. Medicines, breakthroughs that we have. We went through the pandemic and we got a vaccine quicker than we ever could have that made COVID much more livable.
Absolutely.
We are living in a great time to live, and yet we can still continue to make it better. And that's what people before us have done to get us to this point.
Yeah, and I think it's that reflection and that practice of gratitude for where you are that allows us to then grow. Because if all we do is we focus on the bad, then that kind of negativity and that hate that we have is just going to be driven in the change.
And it's so easy to get wrapped up in that. Like, the algorithms of social media are not necessarily bad. They feed on what emotions we as humans have. And because of just instincts of we have to survive, we focus a lot more on the danger to us.
Yes.
So it is very easy to get wrapped up in the one shooting that might have happened in Kalamazoo without looking at the data of over the last 4 years, crime is down in our city and cities around the United States. So again, I think that it is easy to get wrapped up in things, and it's hard to remove yourself and say, you know what, things are all right, we're going to be okay, but we want to make them better.
Absolutely. I think that we can all do a little bit of a better job reassuring ourselves and reassuring one another of everything is going to be okay. And we can have hard conversations about things that we might want to change and that we as humanity can improve upon, or even we as people can improve upon.
Well, and realizing that we are all people who have a say. One of the greatest things about living in a democracy, I think we still have a democracy, is that we do have a say in how things go. We are not at the behest of one leader or someone who tells us everything that has to happen. We have found a better system. Yeah. It's not flawless by any means. What's the Winston Churchill quote? Democracy is the worst form of government except for all the others that have ever been tried. It's something like that. It's true. And that's why we continue to try and build and make things better, right? But it's great that we live in a time where we do have some say. We have some power.
We do. And that's the beauty of social media, is that we are able to then share our experience and do something like this even.
Yes, freedom of speech right here.
We can say whatever we want right now. And you know what? If it makes a positive impact on someone, wonderful.
Yeah. And if not, this is great therapy for the two of us.
Correct.
And it's a good excuse.
Absolutely.
It's a good excuse for me to be able to sit down and have one conversation, maybe a last conversation for a while, with one of my favorite students of all time. One that always was very reflective and always had that smile on her face. And that is something that I think that we could use more of, is just that good positivity in the world.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I think it might be time
for
some dad advice.
Oh, all right. You know what? I love reoccurring bits, and when I saw that this was one of the reoccurring bits, I'm like, I got to be on this podcast. I have some advice.
You have some advice?
Yes.
Do you want to listen to some dad advice? No, she
don't want to listen to her own dad. No. All right. So here's my advice.
Okay.
Always assume positive intent. Okay. One of my favorite books of all time is a book called Humankind, A Hopeful History. It's by Rutgers Bergman. And in the book, he tells kind of a story of, look, humanity actually is pretty good. Yes, there have been bad things that have happened, but by and large, most people do good things. Most people do the right thing. And his biggest piece of advice, his number one thing at the end of the book, was always assume positive intent. And when I read that the first time, it hit me. It's like, okay, if I'm in school, Grace Burko comes up to me and says, hey, I didn't get this done because I had softball last night and I forgot. Mm-hmm. Now, there's a chance she's trying to pull one over on me. Okay? There's a chance that this is a lie. But why don't I give you the benefit of the doubt? Why don't I just say, sure, just get it to me when you can? Okay? Assume positive intent. Because most of the time, if you give people a chance, if you assume positive intent, it's going to work out well. And if we all assume positive intent for each other, it's going to be a better place. Don't assume people are just trying to screw you, because what happens then is like, well, I assume you're trying to screw me, so now I'm going to try and be harder on you, and then you think I'm trying to screw you, and then we just get into this cycle where no one trusts each other. Mm-hmm. And yes, you're going to get burned every once in a while, but the benefit you get out of it is going to be so much better. Assume positive intent. Assume people are doing the right thing.
Wow. Thank you. And that really reminds me of a quote from one of my favorite shows of all time, Ted Lasso. And he says to be curious, not judgmental. Mm-hmm. And that is something that I think we should all try and live by. Because if we have that curiosity and that questioning of why might someone be doing this, and that kind of idea in our head of always assuming the positive intent with it, then all of a sudden we have a more hopeful world, a more trusting world.
Yes.
And we all get along a little bit better.
And you know what? That makes things better for all of us.
Absolutely. It's not, I get a benefit from this, but you don't. But truly, if we all just try and be a little kinder to one another, the whole world gets to be a better place.
I won't go on too much of a political rant here. But the thing that may bother me most about Donald Trump's worldview is that he sees trade as a zero-sum game. Someone has to win a trade and someone has to lose a trade. And as a basic economic principle, that is just clearly the most wrong thing in the world. Trade is mutually beneficial.
Or at least it should be.
Trade can be one of the best things. It's how we've grown so much. There's a reason that I teach and don't cook.
Yeah.
Because I'm not good at that.
Yes.
I haven't spent the time practicing it. My son is getting into cooking. He's doing a pretty good job with it. Makes sauces, watches YouTube videos of these things. I like trading things then with him because he does things better than me. Now, I'm going to get back to this idea of assume positive intent, be curious, not judgmental. Trade can be good. You have to trust people to trade.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the biggest things that we need to be is trusting of individuals. In our nature, because of thousands of years of evolution, we don't have a trusting, we've learned to be less trusting of people because we didn't know them. Mm. Now we live in bigger communities. And we kind of have to have agencies of trust so that we can get along. And when we do, we get more out of it. when trading systems are working well, everyone benefits from them by getting more goods and, again, lifting all boats. So working together, being curious, not judgmental, it's great stuff to be. It makes everyone better off.
We're all in it together.
We are. Unfortunately not. We are all in this together.
We none of us asked to be born.
Look, we have now quoted Rutgers Bergman,
Yep.
Ted Lasso,
Yep.
and now Zac Efron. We're all in this together.
Well, I think one of the biggest things about trust is that you just have to be connected with other people.
Well, and you have a partner. You have to trust that partner.
Correct.
And I know that, was it this year you learned this game? Or
It was this year I learned this game.
Oh, see, okay.
What's that
What?
mean?
Oh, we're going to euchre.
Euchre.
What's euchre? Well, what's euchre indeed? Look, she's got these transitions for us down.
Oh, yeah.
Euchre is my favorite card game. It is one that I learned when I was in middle school, high school, growing on up. It was a great game we played with a family. And then this year in Senate, it kind of took off, didn't it? A lot of euchre games. Usually it ended up with Vinny Bruno crying because I beat him.
I don't know that he's going to like that.
It doesn't matter whether he likes it or not. It's true.
Oh my gosh.
And euchre is a very simple game in a lot of ways. You play with the 9s up in the deck, and you play with 4 people. One person is your partner. Each person gets 5 different cards. 4 cards are kind of hidden. They're out of play. And you are trying to get 3 of the 5 tricks, the cards that are played. And you and your partner work together to try and get those. One suit is named Trump. And that suit beats other suits. But there are a couple of things that can absolutely make this game you much better at this game. In my family growing up, Uncle John, the person that I referenced earlier, the math teacher, had a golden rule. And his golden rule is if you got the Queen 9, call it. So this is one thing that I always go back to. And you might say, well, Queen 9, like you wouldn't have literally the first 4 cards of Trump.
Right,
Why
yeah.
are you calling on the Queen 9? And Uncle John's advice was always, well, if you only got the Queen 9, somebody else has got something good. So it's either your partner, and you're calling it for them, or it's somebody else, and even if you get set, then they're not going alone. So I'm telling you, Queen 9, always call it on the Queen 9.
Queen 9.
So what do we got here? You turned up a jack?
I did turn up a jack.
You took a jack of clubs here. Okay,
I
so
did.
that would be the best card in the deck.
Correct.
Let's see how we do here. All right, so this person right here.
If you don't know how to play euchre,
I'm
guys,
not on your team.
get on
Okay.
it.
This person does not have the Queen 9, so they are not going to call it.
Yeah.
They're going to pass.
Yeah. What do you have?
No, I got passed.
You're not going to
too.
show them your cards?
I'm not gonna, not yet. No.
Oh, okay.
This person has not a hand to call it, so that goes up to you, Grace.
Well, it is a jack.
It is a jack.
It's quite hard to pass on jacks. I
It's
must
very
say.
hard to pass on a jack, especially live as we're filming this live. Like, what are we gonna do if you throw in this hand?
I
here?
mean, I can't pass on the jack, right?
Okay.
I can't pass on the jack.
I'm on your team.
You're on my team. I
It's a
really
good team to
appreciate
be on.
that. Thank you.
Now, as Grace picks that up, me as her partner knows my job is basically to try and get 1 trick. She's going to try and get 2. The other team is going to try and set her. Oh, let's see here. I don't like any of my plays, but I'll go with the offsuit queen. Now, my grandmother, Arlene Frame, one of my favorite people of all time, her rule playing euchre was the first offsuit ace always goes through.
Interesting. I believe we were with clubs, weren't we?
Clubs is trump.
I do have a 9 of clubs. I'm gonna take
I
that
can't
one.
believe you made my grandmother a liar.
so sorry.
Like, how can you do that
I'm
here?
so sorry.
To Arlene Frame.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I know. Now I've done it.
My
now
favorite,
I've done it.
my favorite thing about that line is that I could always give people a hard time about disparaging my grandmother when they trumpet. So,
That's my cards. I won that one.
so now that we have 1 trick, Grace, you took that, so you got the lead
I
here.
did. I get to lead. I'm gonna play my jack.
Oh, okay. Well, this
Highest
person will
card.
play the queen. Must not have the 9. So,
All
because you already played the 9.
What's
And
the
this
next
oh,
line?
See, now that's not bad, Grace, because you just saw
I just
the
saw
ace, king, queen.
the next highest cards.
You
Pretty
didn't
much.
see. You
I
didn't
haven't
see.
seen the jack.
Where's 9?
The
of
9 was
spades.
played earlier.
I haven't seen
On
the
the
jack
last
of
one.
spades yet.
This
Ellie's
one?
still trying to learn here.
This one? What one?
Which one?
That one right there.
This one.
Yep. Now, the one thing you didn't see though was the left.
Yes, the jack of spades.
Or the yes.
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 Yeah, haven't seen that one yet. All right, I'm gonna go with an ace of hearts.
Gotta follow suit,
Yeah, cards.
as Grandma Arlene would say. There we go. And then
Cards.
see what's this person. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
3 for 3.
Now I've taken 3, which means
So-
that
You got your point.
I get my point.
Everything's gravy at this point. If you can get the last 2 here, you can steal 2 points.
Right. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to though. We're gonna try a king of spades.
Oh, I got a spade. But
wow.
it's not the one you'd want to see. So that'll
Well
end all
done.
suspense at this
Well
point.
darn. So now the other team gets a point.
Or they get their trick, but you have gotten your point. The last one
And you get
goes.
the last
Hey,
one.
look at that! As a partner, I lucked into the last trick.
I like it.
Didn't matter,
That was
but
perfect.
that's how I do it. When it doesn't matter, I come through. Oh,
Well, who did we lose to? Did we lose to Skylar and
common
Benny?
sense and a guy in a wheelchair. That's a Seinfeld reference, by the way. Did you understand that?
I think I did because I think I've heard you say it before. I never
Oh.
watched Seinfeld, but I was
Look.
around you quite a bit.
The thing that makes me feel the most old in the world is my Seinfeld references go nowhere with kids these days.
I'm so sorry.
It's a show from 30 years ago. They shouldn't go anywhere with you guys. But to me, they were everything. So, Grace, this was a lot of fun.
This was a lot of
we got
fun.
to play a little euchre. We got to talk a little education. I got to give some advice.
Absolutely.
So one last question for you. What are you looking most forward to next year at Michigan?
Wow. That's a great question. I am looking forward to changing.
Oh, okay.
I think what I've heard the most from people who are going into college is that it has completely changed them and made them into a better person, and I cannot wait to start experiencing all of the things that I know will shape who I am and shape my future.
So, as somebody who was voted least changed by their high school graduating class, which is probably the award that I have most earned in my life,
Wow.
I would agree with college does, in so many ways, impact the person you're going to be. College, going off, I lived in Sturgis, came up an hour to Western Michigan University. Unlike your dad, I was able to get into a college, so I felt good about that. Those 4 years that I spent at Western were the best for me growing as an individual. Getting to know a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds. Getting to test myself, failing, learning how to fail and getting up from that. Learning about testing my leadership abilities, putting myself out there in different ways. It was such a good learning experience, and it wasn't just in the classroom. College, I sometimes think that we have, as a society, moved away from college a little too much. There's nothing wrong with going to trade school. There's nothing wrong with not going to college. But college is more than just the classes and the degree. It's learning how to be yourself. For most people, college is the first time that you're living on your own without mom or dad helping you out with things. For many people, college really is the dream of the civil rights movement in the first time that you go into an integrated school. You're lucky enough, Portage Northern kind of matches the demographics of the United States.
Yeah.
Sturgis didn't. At the time that I went there, we had 1 or 2 black families, we had a few Hispanics, but it was mostly white, mostly ruralish, and I loved my experience there, but going to Western showed me a lot more of the world, and it showed me that those people that I didn't know were a lot more like me.
Yeah.
And I wonder if I would have had that same epiphany, those same experiences if I hadn't had that and I hadn't experienced that in college. So for everyone out there who is looking at that decision. Should I go to college? It's really expensive. Loans now under the Trump administration look like they're going to be harder to get and more expensive. I still would say, if you can, college can be a wonderful growing experience. It's an investment in yourself and an investment in becoming the person that you are capable of being. So, you know what? Being curious, non-judgmental, I really am looking forward to seeing what person you become too. And honestly, I'm really excited to see how you help change the world, Grace.
Thank you.
One podcast at a time.
One podcast at a time. Any final thoughts you want to leave the listeners with?
You got any final thoughts, Ellie? No, any final thoughts? What are those? Anything you want the listeners to hear?
Anything you want to say?
No.
The answer is no.
Nope. Hey, have fun. Life is yours, and you only get one of them, so make it the most you can.
And enjoy while we're here. Have a great day, everybody. My name is Grace Burka.
And I'm Joey Wood.
Signing off.